And welcome back, tankers. This is Mr. Kassarian, and today we are looking at the Begleitpanzer 57. Okay, so the Begleitpanzer, or the Bagelpanzer, as people call it, not the Begleitpanzer. I'm sorry, Fiora. It is not the Begleitpanzer. It is the Begleitpanzer. It was designed in the mid-1970s, and was revealed in 1977. I want to point out here that actually I couldn't find any info on it on the American wiki. I actually had to go to the German wiki, and ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, aber nicht so gut. So, apologies if I get any of my translations wrong here, because I just couldn't stand using Google Translate. So, the gun is armed with a Bofors 57 L70, which is actually a naval gun. And it was built on the hull of the Marder, which is another German infantry fighting vehicle. So it has the rear machine gun, the bullet, the firing ports, and the rear hatches have been removed to include a much more powerful turret. All right, firing that 57 millimeter L70 with a 6-round clip-based autoloader. Okay, so you also have a asymmetrical turret, and I have the RDF-LT up for some reason. There we go, that's the tank I wanted. So you see the asymmetrical turret, and that was built in order to fit this missile launcher on the side. You can see that that's a tow missile that it mounts right there. All right, so it does not have any armor. It was designed as a fire support vehicle, armored infantry fire support vehicle. Or AIFSV, which is similar in concept, actually, to the Striker mobile gun system. However, the Striker in this game is actually a tank destroyer, whereas this is a light tank. Okay? So, the project wasn't really pursued that much because there weren't any interest from foreign buyers. Which, playing this game in Armored Warfare, I have no idea why, because this is a great vehicle, alright? I love this thing to death. So you had 48 rounds, which is significantly less in real life than this thing carries in Armored Warfare, where you have 160 shells and then a 10-round secondary magazine for your tow missiles. In real life, it only carried 6 missiles, actually. You also had very advanced fire control for the time period, including a telescopic sight with night vision, laser rangefinder, and fire control system for the missiles. So, how does this thing play in World of Tanks? Well, it's a light tank, and it is a huge shift from the Sheridan you just replaced it with. All right? Let's look at the Sheridan, and then let's look at the Begleitpanzer. All right, first thing to keep in mind here. We're comparing this thing's... let's look at you have armor-piercing and high explosive rounds. You do not have a heat round for your cannon. It is also a 57 millimeter instead of a 152. All right? So your fire rate is a lot faster, okay? A lot faster. This thing takes 12.74 seconds to reload. This takes 14. What this is talking about, though, this is actually talking about the reload time for the 6-round clip. While your 6-round clip holds out, you fire at 67.5 rounds per minute. All right? So let's take a look at that, then. You have a 6-round clip. You can dump that clip faster than this thing can reload its full magazine, which means that you're dealing 6 times 222. That's going to be over 1,200 damage. Right. Now your penetration's a lot less. See, 316 versus 141. But what you're really designed to do here is fire into the sides and rear of enemy vehicles. You're not supposed to take on main battle tanks nose to toe-to-toe. The other thing you should keep in mind with this vehicle is that you will eat other light tanks and armored fighting vehicles. You will absolutely eat them. And if you run into anything heavier, you have this tow missile. All right? That's 571 pen for 597 damage, which is a lot bigger than the heat shell coming off the Sheridan. Now, the downside again to this, though, is that it's a 16.16 second reload time. All right? Do not rely on your tow missile. Do not do it. Do not rely on your tow missile. It will not work well for you. All right. We'll kind of get into how to play with the tows versus your guns in a couple minutes. All right, let's compare it to something else in tier. So if we take a look at the dealers for tier 5, open up Shishkin. We don't have any other light tanks really at tier 5, not even anything on the premium tree. So we have to kind of futz around here. We can compare it to the M60. We can compare it to the ERC, which isn't a bad idea. Let's take a look at it compared to the ERC 90. So less pen and damage off this, but again, you have that 6-shot clip. All right, and you can dump that whole clip pretty fast. Okay. So I'm going to say that, there we go, damage per minute. Your damage per minute's a little lower than the ERC-90. All right, but that's just counting your AP round, firing your cannon. If you throw in your missile, you're dealing another boatload of damage on top of that. All right. Defense, you have fewer hit points than the ERC-90. You have slightly better frontal armor, so you can bounce autocannons off the front of this. There's pretty good slope and decent armor, and it's all steel. But don't expect to stop anything relating to a main battle tank. You're slower than the RC-90, but you're a little quicker on the acceleration. Now, I also have an acceleration boost put into this, so that's a good point. Camouflage rating, you actually have a slightly better camo rating than the ERC-90 does, and I believe these tanks are the same commanders fitted. And you have decent view, you have a little bit less view range. Alright? You're 425 versus 497. Cannon depression, -8, -8 versus -10, -10. -8, -8 isn't bad. One thing about this vehicle, though, it has excellent gun elevation. I'm talking like 45 degrees worth of gun elevation. Alright? So you can fire at enemies above you really easily. Your aim time is a little shave less than the ERC-90 with the way these two are kitted out. But your turret traverse sucks. 41.76. Now, that's with... By the way, this is with upgrades. Alright, this is with the different modules I have fitted. Alright, so let's look at it compared to the M60A3. Well, first of all, the armor is radically different. But you'll notice something here. Your 141 won't go through his hull frontal armor, or his turret frontal, or his turret side, but it will go through his hull side, and it will definitely go through his hull rear. Okay? Same, you'll notice this exact same issue at Tier 5 with the T-72. You will not go through his frontal armor. Alright. You will absolutely not go through his frontal armor. You'll probably go through his side armor. Not his side turret, but his side hull you'll probably smash through. So keep that in mind. You also have a much better view range than he does. Alright? However, we close this out. Your tow missile will go straight through his frontal hull. No questions asked. It'll just punch right through his frontal armor. Either his hull or his turret. So you have this tow. Keep that in mind. You have the tow missile. Okay. In terms of crew, I have Sabrina Washington, of course. I mean, her light tanks, tank destroyers, and AFVs, she's one of the best, I think. You could probably also fit... you could probably also fit Freya into this thing. But I prefer just putting it Sabrina. In terms of crew skills, let's take a look at what I have fitted out right now. Smooth ride, accuracy while moving, and quick draw. After that, I'm probably going to go with do the twist for turret traverse, because the turret traverse in this thing isn't great. You could also go with rapid fire. Depends on what you want to do with that. For the driver, I'd probably either go with off-road driving for the acceleration, or spin to win. Hull traverse speed improved by 10%. Ammunition, fit whatever you have that's the best of. I fit even AP high explosive. I don't really run out. You just fit as many of your tow missiles in your second pool as you possibly can. Standard consumable rig, retrofits. Alright, so I dropped in the chrome barrel lining, which boosts my damage and my minimum accuracy. I could have fit, and I thought about it for a few minutes, the advanced thermal sleeve to boost my rate of fire. But this thing has a good enough rate of fire, you don't really need to. Magnetic actuator boosts my damage and decreases my aim time. Yeah, so minimum accuracy and aim time. And then the enhanced oil cooling gives me better turret traverse and better acceleration, which I think is very handy to have in a light tank like this. All right? All right. So that's the Begleitpanzer. Let's see how she does in PvE. This map was on Prometheus. And let's take a quick look. Now, I died partway through, so you're not going to see the end of this match. But you do get a good look at how to play this thing. You see we have 2 Begleitpanzers, a Fox, a Chieftain, and a Starship. And yeah, this is an interesting one. One thing to keep in mind about the Begleitpanzer is that if you drive it wrong, it will eat you. Alright? You cannot make a mistake in this vehicle. You need to always be aware of where you are, what you're doing, and how to get out of where you are. And I die in this match because I forget what I'm doing. And I forget where I'm supposed to be going and where the enemies are going to spawn in from. You have to know where they're spawning in from. This is Tier 5. You should know by now where they're spawning in. If you don't know that, well, yeah. I comment that Matchmaker gave us MPTs because this is the 3rd match I played this morning at this point. And yeah, let's just say that Matchmaker and I were having issues. Alright, so I'm going to move up here. I'm a pretty decent scout. And I'm thinking right here, I'm like, yeah, I can... Oh, nope. Alright, I guess we're moving forward. Like, I could stop here and hide the bush. Nope, nope. Alright, we're moving up. Alright. The Fox goes and does a Fox thing and goes running off in front of us. I at first start thinking, well, I'll hit this, AMX 10p, and I'm like, nope, alright, he's not doing anything. So we have an M68-3 moving up. I'm like, alright, we can do this, we can do this. Just let me get into firing range here. Firing range. 1, 2, 3, dead. Oh, look, a Stingray. 1, 2, 3, almost dead. 4, 7. I guess it's a 7-round clip. 8 rounds, excuse me, this thing has an 8-round magazine. Like, oh, look, BMD-1. I think Fox got this. Yeah, the Fox got this. Yep, he got the BMD-1. Now, you can hear that I'm not always firing all of my rounds before I reload. I'm hitting C to force a reload, so that way I actually have more rounds in the chamber. So I come up here, I'm like, oh, hey, targets. I take a hit. I'm like, alright, it was 35 damage, it's not too bad. Pull back a little bit. 1, dead. The Fox gets in the way, and I'm kind of, you can actually, if this had been live, you would have heard me swearing at that Fox. 1 hit. I'm in reload. I'm doing something, so I just switch over to my missile because I'm reloading. And I smack him. I just smack him. So I wanted to reload. What you saw me do is how you play this tank. You fire your clip, you run out of ammo, and then you reload. And I'm trying to get a line on something that's not that. Alright, there we go. Not the Starship. I'm reloaded. I'm trying to get a line. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I don't want it. There we go. Get a shot in. Can't quite get more damage on him. So I switch over to this Expeditionary tank. And I kill the BMP in the middle. There we go. I take out the Expeditionary tank. If you notice, this vehicle can bounce shots. Alright, I did bounce that Expeditionary tank shot. Don't rely on it. Seriously. Those were flukes of how my hull was sitting and how I was pointed at him. Alright? Don't count on bouncing shots here. Alright, so I'm thinking, well, I don't want to get too far ahead of my allies here. Especially that Fox. If he wants to go ahead and scout, I'll let him. So I'm going to sit here, let this Fox come ahead of me, and also give that Starship a chance to come up, which he doesn't take it. That's fine. The Fox takes out the other Begleitpanzer 57, the NPC one, and I'm going to move up now. Ow. Dead. So I'm switching over to my missile, I believe, while I'm reloading my primary round. Missile is ready. I get a shot in the C-64. And I take it and knock him out. Main gun just reloaded. So I'm going to come up. Ow. Fire on the Stingray. I decide he's not easily hittable, so I switch targets. Ow. So I pull back a bit more. Now letting the Starship has finally decided to show up. Missile just went up. I don't want to shoot the Begleitpanzer. That's kind of a waste of a missile. So I'm going to move up a bit more. Aim in. Find a target. I'm having a bit of trouble finding targets right now. Get it. And knock out that BMD-2. We're now at 9 kills, by the way. There's a T-64 over there. I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to be fun. This is not going to be a fun engagement. There we go. This is not the most accurate gun in the world. Be prepared. You're gonna miss shots. Ow. That was probably the T-64. I think they got me there. Either way, it hurt. There's another Begleitpanzer. I fire it on him and take him out. There, I noticed that there's a BMD behind me. Remember when I said that you're an AFV and light tank killer? Here I switched over my missile. Missile out. Good hit. I take a couple rounds there, but that's okay. Now I pull back here because I want to get this Grozdinka, because I have the mission to take out self-propelled guns. But I'm just in the wrong position for it, and I think either our Fox or the other Begleitpanzer takes it out. Because they're going up now. Yeah, see, he's in the wrong position for me, so I think the Fox gets him. Yep.
We're good. The transport is waiting for us on a beach at the west side
So
of
this
the
is where I
island.
screw up.
No time to waste.
Not that. That's fine. Coming over here, this is where I screw things up. All right. So I come down. I'm like, all right, let's go. Did I forget something? And what I forget is that this map spawns an absolute truckload of enemies. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll come down here, and that'll be fine. You know,
secrets have been buried with
how bad could it be, right? I'll try and even get some concealment going here. Yeah, it's not going to work. So I see the Scorpion. Miss a shot, miss a shot. I take him out. And then I realize, holy crap, there are enemies everywhere. I take a hit. I'm like, okay, I gotta move down. Well, shoot. So I'm like, alright, I have no cover here. I take him out. And the Stingray that I didn't see gets me. I have no idea where that Stingray was. There he is, over to the left. Right there. And he's the one who actually takes me out. But that's good for this. Let's go back to the garage. How did I actually do that match? How did I actually do? It's a very good question. Let's take a look. We're loading, we're loading, we're loading, we're loading, we're loading, we're loading, we're loading. There we go. How did I do? $11,121 damage, 15 kills, 19 spots. Team data. Our Fox was the only survivor. 15 kills, 6 assists. Fewer than the Fox or the Chieftain. Same as the Starship. 11,000 damage, which is more than... Not quite more than the entire rest of the team, but close. Yeah, pretty close to more than everyone else combined. 19 spots, only with the Fox above me. And I destroyed a module. I didn't even see that happen. I didn't even notice that. So there we have it. That is the Begleitpanzer. Let's take it into PvE. To a medium contract. It's a good vehicle. I like it. It is not forgiving. Not the way I have it fitted. I could probably make it a bit more forgiving by swapping over the chrome-lined barrel for hull reinforcement. But I like it the way it is. It does a lot of damage. And this is... Oh, well. Yeah, alright. Yeah, tier 5s, 4s, and 3s. This is the problem with playing early in the morning on a Monday. You get some very interesting combinations in Matchmaker. But this is Kodiak. Alright, which is, I think it's smaller. Yeah. This is a smaller version of another map. Which is one of my less favorite design choices. I don't like smaller maps, really. They're just not my thing. They don't have a lot of space to maneuver. There isn't a lot of space for fun, interesting tactics. And this map, because it's so small, you start in pretty close engagement to the enemy, which is a problem for this battle tank, for this tank, because you have a 13-second reload time on that clip.
Do not let him gain a foothold here.
You can't afford to be out of action for that long. So I'm going to pop up here.
They're still going for the cargo terminal.
Penetrate.
Stop them.
Target down.
And I'm going to take out the Sheridan.
That's how they
Now, I have 5 rounds left, so I'm actually not going to force a reload.
Recapture them. Identify.
Shoot.
Ricochet, no effect. Direct hit. Enemy destroyed.
And now I have to reload that. But you can see, you have a...
Hostile tank.
Reload, 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 reload.
Target eliminated.
So, that's one of the advantages
Target hit. Target destroyed.
of having the tow. You can pull crap like that. Now, I'm actually going to break off here and get this comm station. Because I'm actually the fastest tank on our team right here. I'm also the highest damage dealer, but I'm the fastest tank on our team. Okay, so our M109 needs to not be where he is.
Good work.
That's a remarkably stupid place for our M109 to be sitting. And it's even worse for where our ERC-90F4 has decided to put himself. I appreciate his desire to get kills, and I thank him for that. But I'd really like him to stay alive. Alive is really important to me.
Identify target.
Yeah, so we have every enemy tank
Direct hit. Strike destroyed.
imaginable has just shown up. Yeah, okay.
Penetrated.
And now I'm into reload. So I need to get out of here. And I'm actually going to switch over my missile. Ow, that hurt.
Penetrated. Incoming. Driver, move.
I'll switch back to my main gun. And he's dead. Good. I'm going to swing this around
Target locked. Strike destroyed.
and get a shot in on him. Well then. I have 7 rounds left. I'm not going to force a reload yet.
Enemies converging at the helipad. Do not let them land their birds here.
Target locked.
Should have kept firing. Didn't. By the way, you can fit a full rebuild kit on this vehicle. I don't have it fit right now, but I would do it. So see, this is why this is my least favorite type of map. Because it's really hard to actually pin down where your enemies are going to be coming from. And you have all of these lanes, and there isn't a lot of ability for you to get out of those lanes.
Identify target.
Okay, so we have a bunch of enemy tanks here.
Target locked. Good hit.
They hit us.
Target down.
So I got him,
Direct hit.
and now I'm into my reload cycle. And I don't want to waste my tow at this point. But I should...
Identify target.
Okay, so I have another hostile here. And I can zoom in
Penetrated. Target down.
and take him out too. So see, that's one of the nice things about this tank. You absolutely...
Identify.
Hostile tank.
Frag it.
Target locked. Direct hit. Target locked. Target eliminated.
So now we're going to get back into cover here. Nope. Alright. Screwed that up just a little bit, but I'd rather do that than take a direct hit from a Sheridan. Sheridans are deadly. They really are.
Target down.
When they're not easily destroyed like that one was. But they can be really dangerous. They carry a massive punch. And honestly, I've had hits from Sheridans that knocked out 5 or 6 different, like 3 or 4 different components on a single shot. And those are NPC Sheridans. Those aren't player Sheridans. And I've had them wipe out 4 or 5 different modules in one hit. And that's just not fun.
Good work.
You do not want that to happen. It's not a good experience. They pack a punch. They pack a humongous punch. And you just need to keep that in mind. Which is why I generally, no matter what I'm in, unless I'm multiple tiers higher than they are, I generally make them my priority targets. Because you just have to. You know, you have to just wipe them out as fast as you possibly can. Before they can put that 152, I think, millimeter gun into action.
PLM forces
Okay.
heading to the dry dock.
Final sight.
Stay sharp, Black Company.
And hopefully I'll
They
be
could
able to
go
do this
naval if they capture
before...
that area.
I don't think I'll get
Get over
15
there.
kills in this map. I think the ERCs would be a little too good for me to
I
do
wasn't
that.
sure
but-
that you'd have time to get those stations back.
Yeah, okay. That was pretty easy. Alright, so we have hostiles at the base. 42 seconds, I can get there in time. We could all get there in time.
Target locked. Penetrated. Good hit. Strike destroyed.
See how quickly I was able to do that? Bop, 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 bop. Yeah, it's remarkably easy to rack up the damage in this vehicle. Some people call it kill stealing. I call it helping the MBT save some ammunition. Alright, so we got some more coming in. I'll engage this guy.
Target on direct hit. Enemy destroyed.
And that's it. Remarkably
Good work,
fast
Black
mission.
Company. We didn't
Wiped
stop
them out.
them, but we certainly crippled their efforts to expand.
And move right on up. I thought that was a perfect mission for this. For the Begleitpanzer 57. By the way, if you want to know, the direct translation of that is accompanying tank or supporting tank 57 AIFSV. Armored Infantry Fire Support Vehicle. Yep. Or Begleitpanzer. Or it's just the Bagel. I like the Bagel. So 8,220 damage, not bad. I blue starred that. Did pretty well all around. Nice. Alright, so that has been the Begleitpanzer 57, or the Bagel. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave me a like or a comment, or subscribe to my channel. If you thought I could have done better, let me know how. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. As always, good hunting.